I see what they did with the design. Very neat. So for each of the movies, you get a finger, apparently. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another one of these. This time doing a video on the Scream soundtrack vinyl collection. What better time to have a look at this one with Scream 7 hitting the theaters this weekend. I remember going to see the first Scream movie in '96. I was around 13, 14 years old. It was a big game changer for the horror genre. It revived the slasher genre. There were a lot of spin-off movie franchises as well. I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty. What the gimmick that Scream brought to it was that they were referring to existing things that would commonly happen to people in horror movies. As a soundtrack fan, I was a little bit disappointed. There was hardly any music presented as a score album. So it's great to see that after all those years, the composer of Scream, Marco Beltrami, is finally getting his due with this box set. The Friday the 13th scores done by Harry Manfredini are in the same vein, or at least a precursor. I know already that if I'm going to put on Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, it's not going to be very distinguishable from each other. The Friday the 13th scores also had that same element, but what they do have, and Friday the 13th had it with the sound in it. It had like very distinct orchestral parts, and Marco Beltrami also does that very well with his scores. There's a lot of brass elements in there, which immediately give you the visuals of, okay, Ghostface is attacking someone or going after someone in a hallway or in their house, etc. And that's very cool to have like that distinctive sound, and it's even cooler to finally get to hear it on a vinyl record and experience it outside of the movie. It's a 4 LP set, red vinyl with black smoke design, and a die-cut package expands the 3-foot high Ghostface poster. Okay, that's interesting. So let's have a look at the unpackaging of this vinyl box set. I will keep the hype sticker and put it on one of the vinyl sleeves for keepsake. This one appears to be a slide out. So we have the screen cover here, and it indeed contains the records. So this is the Ghostface mask that they were talking about. For the time being, it's on the side here. I see what they did with the design. Very neat. So for each of the movies, you get a finger, apparently. So the first Scream. Yes, it's a nice red record. If you look very closely, it has like a smoke, a dark black smoke aspect to it. Then we get 2 fingers up for the Scream 2. You can actually see the cover to the movie here on the sleeve. Scream Part 3. Also nice to have this one. And again, with the original art. And then, in my opinion, an often overlooked sequel. Maybe because there was like a big period in between Scream 3 and Scream 5. And this one, I went in with very low expectations because by the time Scream 3 hit, it didn't feel innovative anymore. It was like more of the same. But when Scream 4 hit, they had a very good story in there, some good new characters, and it was still Wes Craven. If you want to see a great take on the meta aspect of Scream before they did the first Scream, I recommend you'd watch New Nightmare, which also has that element in there. It has the actors playing themselves in Hollywood being attacked by Freddy. That always felt like a precursor to what he would do in Scream. Again, respect that he managed to pull that off and not just have a big impact with Nightmare on Elm Street at the start of the 80s in terms of slasher genre, but do it all over again with the Scream franchise. So yeah, Scream 4. In terms of composer Marco Beltrami, I do know of his work that he did for Die Hard 4, and I especially like Die Hard 5 soundtrack, although the movie is very iffy. The soundtrack is very enjoyable. I actually play that one a lot in terms of action music. Another horror movie that he did was the remake of The Omen, And The Omen, of course, had the classic music by Jerry Goldsmith, who won an Oscar for it. It's very big shoes to fill, but I think Marco Beltrami still did a great job with the remake for The Omen. Also worth checking out. What better music to listen to get us through this rainy and dark weather than the Scream movie soundtrack collection on vinyl.